Eager to mobilize African American women, Wells recently had founded the Alpha Suffrage Club, the first Black suffrage organization in Chicago, and she intended to represent it in Alice Paul's parade.
Alice Paul had every expectation that African American women would march. African American women had marched in the New York parade, and she had already reached out to African Americans, encouraging them to think about marching. She was quickly disillusioned that that was a good idea when some of the Washington women came to her and said that that simply was not acceptable.
It's a very Southern city. It's a very racist city. These women come to headquarters. They're lifelong Washingtonians, and they know the city. And they tell her, this can destroy your parade.
In a letter, Paul confessed both her quandary and her conclusion. African Americans would not be excluded from the parade, but neither would their participation be encouraged.
The prejudice against Negroes is so strong in this section of the country that I believe a large part, if not a majority, of our white marchers will refuse to participate if Negroes in any number formed a part of the parade. That being the case, as far as I can see, we must have a white procession or a Negro procession, or no procession at all. The best thing is to say nothing whatever about the question, to keep it out of the newspapers, to try to make this a purely suffrage demonstration, entirely uncomplicated by any other problems, such as racial ones.
Alice Paul understands her choices. She understands the stakes in decisions that she makes and the legacies of those sorts of moments, which in the name of expediency, racism is reimposed and furthered rather than challenged. And then we have to remember, like, the whole country is remarkably troubled. And racism is a political fact, and it's a political strategy, which doesn't excuse women who use racism, but it's to say, why do we expect, silently, perhaps naively, why do we expect American women to be distinct from the ideas that animate white American men in the same moment?